Here are 4 true creepy ghost stories. Number 1. Around 6 years back, my family decided to go to the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. At that point, I was still a skeptic, but this experience completely changed me into a believer. So to the story. So my family took a vacation to Philly, and we decided to go to the Eastern State Penitentiary. Nothing really happened besides the temperature fluctuating quickly. It was slightly stormy, so I thought it was that. So my family was walking through the main prison hallway. It was a while ago, so I don't remember where exactly it was, but I was walking past a cell, and I heard a knock in the cell. Each cell were locked, so there couldn't have been someone inside it, but I heard kinda peek through the gate and walked away. After a few steps, my left arm started to feel really warm, and then it felt cold. Sorry for not saying this earlier, but I had a jacket on which was a thick material, and so I couldn't have gotten scratched through it, but when I took my left arm out of my sleeve, there was 3 long scratches going down my arm. Number 2. This is my first time posting on here, and this story is from my mom, a huge non-believer. When I was around 13 to 14, we lived in this house on the corner, and I would always say how I thought it was haunted. I would get horrible nightmares and always felt something watching me, including this one time I was bent over getting water when I got this feeling of someone standing behind me, and when I looked back while still bent over, I swear I saw a pair of feet, but when I stood up, I saw nothing. Anyway, I would tell my mom all this stuff, and even my dog would bark at stuff. One night, I was having a sleepover, and my friends were over. We were sleeping in the living room. My mom was asleep in the master bedroom by herself. For context, my bed is also in there, but because I used to have horrible nightmares, I would sleep in her bed sometimes. While she was sleeping, she felt someone she assumed was me, walking against the end inside of her bed. She kept calling out my name and asking if I was okay, to which she would get no answer. She would just fall back asleep and assumed if I really needed her, I would lay next to her and talk to her. Well, then after a few minutes, she felt that thing walk from her side of the bed over to where I usually slept. She called out my name one more time but was facing the opposite way. No response again. She ignores it again and tries to go back to bed, to which that thing then sits on her bed. She said it felt too big to be me, and it made what I felt like a huge dent. She quickly turned on the lights, and as she looked behind her, realized nobody was in the room with her and she was alone. Turned on. Number 3. I worked night shift for a big company, but the building was not so big. Located in a small town in northern North Carolina, there were only 20 to 30 of us there every night, which I liked a lot. Less people, less chaos. I began to notice strange things happening around me after I had been there less than a few months. At first, I saw shadows of people walking past filled boxes, mostly women figures. I saw this on many occasions. Usually, I would catch them in my side view. For a minute, I would look to see if they kept moving, but they never did. I never caught them in any aisles. Working a 12-hour shift starting at 7 afternoon until 7 in the morning, I continued to see strange things. For example, after driving into the company parking lot, spotting a black man sitting outside the smoking area, wearing a brown jacket, dark pants, and a ball cap covering his face. He appeared to be holding a cigarette. Thinking nothing out of the ordinary, I got out of the car and walked towards the building where he was and up the stairs. As I reached the last step, I looked up and thinking to look the man in his eyes and greet him. There was a big problem. The man was gone. I felt so embarrassed because as I raised my head to speak, I saw nothing. He couldn't have went inside because the door never buzzed. There were only 4 steps. He could not have jumped the wall. Again, one night while helping my partner take light covers off the assembly line, I looked up to another section similar to our station. I saw a tall brown-skinned phantom wearing a dust mask. He was heavy, set working and looking towards me. I saw him many times and even told the girl working with me about him, but she brushed it off. The thing that creeped me out most was going outside on break alone. I always stayed near the door just in case there were anything creeping around. That morning, after returning home and sleeping for a couple of hours, I saw in a dream a tall, average-build, manly figure standing slightly behind a pine tree in the dark next to our outside break area. I took it as a warning and started taking my breaks inside instead of out on that low balcony. I just wonder about that building and its history. I'm sure there are many stories, but I haven't heard the first, just the things I have experienced there. About number 4. When I was 15 years old, my mom and I lived in a duplex. When you walk through the front door, the living room is first, then the kitchen. There's a door frame in the living room which led to a section where it splits in 3. To the left was my mom's room, in the center the bathroom, and to the right my room. I wouldn't have considered it a hallway. Anyways, it was the beginning of summer, so being a kid and all, I stayed up late playing the Xbox. One night I was playing some Assassin's Creed and my lamp kept turning from high to low to up. I had one of these touch lamps, so I thought it was just quitting on me. So I ignored it even though it never did any of that to begin with. Fast forward to the next day. A few friends came over. It was daytime and we were in my room chatting about nonsense until we hear a noise coming from the kitchen. My mom wasn't home, so it was weird. It sounded like 2 glasses were clanking together, and when we went to go check, we saw some glasses on the counter, but they were on opposite sides. We ignored it. So, nighttime comes around. Mom's asleep already and I was playing the game, and I hear a bang on my wall on the bathroom side. It wasn't a medium type bang either. It was a loud ass bang which scared the living shit out of me. I tossed my controller and ran to my bed, leaving the Xbox and TV on. I'm facing the wall with my entire body covered and I start to feel the edge of my bed sinking, like someone is sitting with me. I didn't move, I didn't breathe, I didn't know what to do. Morning came, Mom's day off, and I told her what happened from day 1. Of course, she didn't believe me. See, we also had 2 chihuahuas living with us, and my mom said if they didn't bark or growl while they stared into the darkness, then we were fine, that there was nothing to be afraid of. But I was freaked out to the point where I stayed up all night and slept all day. I also left all the lights on while I stayed awake at night. One weekend, my cousin stayed over. My room was pretty big, so I had 2 beds in there. 1 queen and a twin, so we all would fit. It was about 12 a.m. and we were watching Insidious Part 1. My mom was out with some friends and we got to the part where the dad is trying to unchain his son, and red face appears, and right when that happened, someone or something banged on my bedroom door, like angry bangs. We jumped and screamed. We didn't have enough guts to go check, so I messaged my mom and she was still out. The dogs were with us in the room and they didn't do anything. Worthless, I tell you. After finding that out, we all freaked out. Someone was crying. We changed the movie, talked for a bit, and fell asleep. I'm not sure till this day what was going on, but one day I took a mirror picture in my mom's room and When I was looking at it to see if I liked it, her bed was right behind me in the picture. Right there on her bed, in the picture, you can see a silhouette of a man laying on her bed. I ended up showing her, she freaked, and we moved. It never did any hurting, just scaring. I guess it was fun scaring us. I didn't like it one bit. Anyway, that's all for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. See you guys next time. Bye. Don't